Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. We are Jon and Emily. Today we are back with another video.
And we're going to be sharing with you guys our story of how we met, how we started dating, how we got engaged, married. You're going to hear it all.
Yep, but before that, we just want to thank you guys for helping us surpass 1,000 subscribers. We just really appreciate you watching, tuning in. So if you have anything that you want us to create, let us know in the comments below. Okay, so today we are gonna share our story. In 1990, Jon Imperial was born. Okay, not that.
2 years later.
Yeah.
Okay, so do you remember how we met?
Yes, of course. It was the summer of 2016. We were part of the same church. Basically, we were attending this young adults group, and Emily's friends and sisters were attending that group. I was new in Alaska, relatively new. I've been here about 2 years. And I met Emily there, kind of just, because I became close to her sisters and friends. So that's how we met. There wasn't much interaction at first.
No.
I think it was all like small talk. What do you do for work? How's it going?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we met.
But I remember she found me like super cute. She told me that I was super cute.
I never said that. So we met the summer of 2016 and we were kind of acquaintances for like a year and a half, really. Almost a year and a half until...
Yeah, because she would like come and go because you were really going to a different church. But she was attending the young adults group of the church that I was attending.
Mm-hmm. It wasn't until like a year and a half later he added me on Instagram.
Yeah, it was after an event. And then, we got to talk a little bit. Mm-hmm. It wasn't like flirting or anything like that. It was really more like, hey, I haven't seen you in a while. So we started like talking and I felt comfortable enough to follow her on Instagram. I usually don't follow people that I don't know, but for some reason I was just like, oh, let me add this girl.
Yeah. And
for some reason.
And the funny thing is, I didn't add him back. Because honestly, I just started my Instagram recently and I only had it for family and like really close friends. So when he added me, I was like, okay, you can follow me, but I'm not going to follow you. I'm only following my family.
Savage. So 2 weeks later, it was a friend's birthday.
Yeah.
And then we were out at a restaurant just eating after our young adults group.
Yeah.
And then I was just like, hey, you didn't follow me back. Like, we were joking around, so I felt comfortable again calling her out and just be like, wow, seriously, Emily, you didn't follow me back? And then
I was like, oh, I didn't. So at that same party, we were doing pumpkin carving that night, and Jon got paired up in a team with my sister.
Yeah, we won, guys.
Yeah.
Picture right here, trophy right there.
Yeah, they won the whole pumpkin carving. Of course, Jon's an architect, and my sister is really artistic. I didn't get that blood in the family. But anyway, so they won and you posted a picture.
Oh yeah, this is the part where Emily slid into my DMs, guys. Come on. From not following me to sliding right through.
Okay. Basically, he posted a picture of the winning pumpkin on Instagram.
Yeah.
And I reacted like, what did I react?
I think she reacted with like a rock on like symbol.
Yeah.
Okay, so after that we started to like have more events at this young adults group. I started to like lead it more, and eventually I became the leader. So I would like try to put up events and all of that. And people around us would just kind of see that we gravitate like towards each other at a party. Like at the end of the night, it just seems like we're there talking. So we really weren't looking for a relationship. She wasn't looking for one, and I was like focused on getting my architecture license. So it was very platonic.
Yeah, like...
I mean, I know she was attractive, but...
Like we had said, we were kind of acquaintances. And so once I started to going to more events and things, and like we started getting to know each other a little bit more, it was like, okay, like, wow, I really enjoyed talking to him, or like getting to know him, spending time with him, things like that.
So after that, we talked a lot more, texting and all of that. And I just felt that I haven't really connected with anyone like this. So I became more intentional about hanging out with Emily. It was never alone because one, I was not sure whether I really wanted to. And at the same time, I was kind of protecting her in a way because I don't want to lead her on if I really wasn't ready to pursue a relationship. You know, like it's been a while for me. It's like 3 years since I was in a relationship.
Yeah. So basically there was a period there of like maybe 6 months where we were just talking, getting to know each other, hanging out in groups.
6 months,
like,
but I would say like 4 months was when I was like, whoa, there's something here, but I want to tread lightly. Yeah.
And
Can I say one thing?
yeah.
There was one event. We did kind of like a prom 2.0 thing. And we called it Winter Formal. And I asked Emily to go with me. So it's basically like prom.
Like an adult prom, yeah.
Adult prom.
Yeah.
So I got flowers, first of all, of course. Got her a corsage,
Yeah.
right? She got me a flower. But here's the thing, guys. I rented a limo for Emily. So I picked her up at a friend's house. And everybody was like, whoa, John got a limo for Emily.
Yeah. So at that point I was like,
Strong.
whoa.
Yeah. You need tips? Yeah. Add me on Instagram. Our friend's dad saw me outside and he was just like, you're doing it right.
So after several months of getting to know each other, we had made it official where we were officially dating in April. Now, a few months later in July, John's best friend was going to be getting married in Hawaii. And before April, they were all talking about plans of flying to Hawaii and everything. And like, I would always be there. And I was just like, man, you know, in the back of my head, I'm like, man, it'd be fun to go to Hawaii, but no one would ever say anything.
Yeah.
And so I was like, okay, you know, I'm not even invited to this wedding, but it'd be a lot of fun to go with all my friends and stuff. So it was the same day that we made it official.
Yeah.
Dating was the day that we booked our tickets to go to Hawaii.
So when we made it official, that's when I told her, hey, you're actually invited to, and I would love you to be my date and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So as we were getting closer to the wedding day, as we were getting closer to going to Hawaii, I started to just think about proposing to Emily. My original idea was like, oh, maybe after the wedding, when we get back, then I'll propose. I didn't want to like steal the light away from my friend because it's his wedding and we're there for his wedding. But then Emily and I had this kind of like side conversation that I don't think she was paying attention to. She was like, oh, it would be so cool if I got proposed to in Hawaii.
Yeah.
Yeah, she just said it like off the
It
cuff.
was just a dream.
It
Like,
might have been actually we weren't dating or something.
No.
Maybe when I
Yeah.
heard it. But anyway, so I had that in my head. And then we were kind of talking a little bit about getting engaged, but not to the extent of like, okay, we're going to get engaged at this day. So I was talking to my sister and I was processing all of this. And she said, why don't you just propose in Hawaii? So I talked to my friend who was going to get married. He said, yeah, dude, do it. Just do it after the wedding. And I said, no problem. And then I started to create my master plan for proposing.
Keep in mind, we were official in April, and this wedding that we went to in Hawaii was in July.
Yeah.
So
3
I
months.
I had no idea that he was planning on proposing.
She didn't know anything. She didn't know that I talked to her parents. Only my family and her parents knew about it. So this was after the wedding. It was super beautiful. It was fun. But, you know, it's this crazy feeling of like, oh, it's after the wedding. Now I can do it. So I was working with a photographer, a friend actually in town, Amanda Colston. Links below. Basically, she was helping me like scout some spots because I was with Emily and our friends almost every day. She said, go do the spitting caves. And that was my first choice too, but I just wasn't sure if it was going to be doable and all of that. So the day of proposal was very stressful, for me at least.
Yeah, not for me because I had no idea.
She wasn't cooperating at all.
I had no idea, you guys.
Like she kept saying like, oh, island time, you get to relax. Like the wedding is over. Like, what are you thinking? Like there's no timeline. But I had planned
A
day.
timeline.
Yeah, a timeline. So we ended up hiking in the morning, which wasn't a part of the plan.
Let me just say here, the whole time through the hike, he's like, man, you guys, I can't believe we're doing this. Why did we choose this? And I was so confused. Never did I think, well, because he has plans to propose to me.
I agreed with the photographer that we were going to meet at 2. And this basically is kind of like right smack in the middle of that. Of course, I wouldn't want to be all sweaty knowing that we're going to take a photo. And I know that Emily wouldn't want to look back at those photos and be like, whoa, I was sweaty, I didn't have makeup on. So anyway, I texted the photographer, went back to our Airbnb. Emily got ready, and then I got ready. So we get to the place. So we go down to, you'll see it on our vlog, actually. We'll link it here.
I think it's there.
I think it's here. So you get to the place, and it's basically like a neighborhood with like an alley where you go down the steps and all that. So we go down that path, and then I set up a GoPro. And I told Emily, go on this cliff, just sit right there, because I want to take a picture, or no, I want to do a time lapse. So I just want you to keep looking that direction. She didn't know that I was just waiting for our friends, our photographers, to come down. Bad thing is, when I went to sit right next to her, the first thing she did was look at the GoPro. And then she saw our friends right away. So she was like, wow, look who's here.
And they were in Hawaii for the wedding as well.
Yeah,
So
they were the ones who did the...
Yeah, so I'm like, oh, okay, you know, our friends are here too. And
at that point, I was just like, deny, 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 deny.
at that point, I still didn't know he was going to propose. I thought like, oh, okay, we're just...
Photo shoot.
Yeah, we're
or
just
whatever,
taking pictures at the beach or whatever.
To grab her attention, I just told her that I wrote her a poem. We're not going to share the poem. That's something that we're going to keep private between us. I wrote a part of that poem when we were dating. And I kind of shared her a part of that. And I told her that there wasn't going to be
An
ending because, you know, I don't know what our story is going to be. So I was like, hey, Emily, I have something that I wanted to read to you. And I started to read the part of the poem, but this time I added several lines. And then that's when I like asked her to stand up. And then we started dancing right there. Had the speakers on, she didn't even know that. And it was just like the playlist that I created for that moment. So I ended up going down one knee and then asked Emily if she would marry me.
And I said yes.
Yeah. We have a lot of pictures that we want to share you guys, so go take a look. Or something.
I said yes, and then we were planning our wedding actually to be January of 2019, but the company that I work for was going through a big merger, and so they blocked out January to April where nobody could take any time off.
Yeah, we can still get married, but it's just that she can't take as long of a leave for a honeymoon.
So we decided to push it up to December 1st. And so we got married 4 months later after we
got engaged.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a major earthquake the day before our wedding.
Yes.
And first call I made was to Emily, and I asked her, are we still getting married tomorrow? Because it was a pretty big deal.
And in my head, I'm like, whether people show up or not, we're still getting married. It was a 7.1 earthquake, and that's the day we were supposed to be doing our rehearsal and our rehearsal dinner and everything, so we had to shift around our plans.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy.
It was really wild, and we were having aftershock earthquakes during our wedding.
Yeah.
And then the next day after our wedding, we flew out to Mexico, and we didn't have to live through the whole week of aftershocks.
It was perfect timing.
Yeah.
Because of everything that happened, we had to set up the morning of the wedding. And it was just crazy.
It turned out amazingly well. Everyone was just a little shooken up, no pun intended. It was just a big thing, and it's crazy how our wedding all worked out. When we went to the rehearsal, the church didn't have any power.
It was freezing.
It was the middle of December, so there was snow, and it was cold, and we were all wearing our coats. There was no dressing up for that rehearsal because we were wearing coats and hats and gloves and boots.
So it was like 2 hours before the wedding, the power went back on.
So we've been married almost 2 years.
Yeah, we're celebrating 2 years in December. Hey! Yeah, we're celebrating 2 years this December. It's been a roller coaster ride. Just kidding. It's been fun. We've traveled a lot.
We were planning on traveling a lot more, but COVID ruined it. Yeah, so basically that's our story. That's how we met, how we got engaged, how we got married.
The story of how Emily slid into my DMs.
I don't think I'll ever live that down. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. And thank you again for helping us hit 1,000 subscribers. We really appreciate you guys.
So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you love it, subscribe to our channel. Hit that bell so you'll get notified the next time we post a video. We are Jon and Emily. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you in the next one.
Bye.
Bye.